should be throwing the bash. I need a woman who will treat me right. I need a woman who love and squeeze me tight. I need a woman. I need a woman tonight. I need a woman I can call my own. She got the love the blues and she'll buy me home. She'll tie me up at night and make me say when the sun comes up, we'll do it all again. I need a woman who love and squeeze me tight. I need a woman who wanna treat me right. I need a woman. I need a woman tonight. Well, my days are numbered and I'll tell you why. All the pretty girls keep walking on by, looking and smiling and winking to me. I got a woman who won't let me be. I need a woman who will squeeze me tight. I need a woman who will treat me right. Trash and stock arrangements, paying our dues, scraping for corn and rock the blues. Band is kicking, playing it tight, all getting high till the morning light. Wielding my axe all night long, selling my soul for the price of a song. Any inspiration comes my way, fades like a dream by the break of day. Working my way throughout the night, moving through the shadows and ducking the light. Hardball lights grow low, screaming out the high notes, losing control. Moving through the shadows late Friday night, guitar burning, holding back the light. Playboys and gals changing back in the suits, ducking the light, a last pull from a hooch, cleaning the streets, hosing the drunks, sleeping it off in the back of the truck. Working my way throughout the night, feeling through the shadows and ducking the light. Working my way throughout the night, moving through the shadows and ducking the light.
All right, all right, all right. It's the Zach Waldman Show. How I came up with the name, I have no idea. But here we are, live again. Going to do this all over again for this week here, this fun week in December, where I question everything I've done this year. I wonder if I wouldn't have been better off doing nothing. You know, it's a weird predicament to really put yourself out there and try something new and wonder if you're not just fucking everything up that you worked for. And then you go, well, everything you worked for is gone anyway at the moment. You're gonna have to rebuild it anyway. But it's just an odd thing to be in this situation. And we got Lizzie and Jordan both at the same time. Man, really happy to have you guys here. I have my videos. Last week what I did was I managed to edit out 3 different segments from the show, upload them all, and one of the 3 did better than the other 2. Everybody's mad at me, so there's that. That's fun. Welcome, Lizzie.
The wheel in the sky keeps on turning.
And Jordan, you can always donate for any reason, but just tell me what you want, and I'll do it. You've done so much for me. I'm not gonna. If you want a different stinger, just let me know, man. Whatever you need. So I had to fix it anyway. So just tell me what you want. Whatever it is you want. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like this shit I'm doing with YouTube. Got him in the palm of your hand. Wow. Stuff I'm doing on YouTube. Did you guys see my how triggered people were over the one about Pearl being a racist? these assholes just they believe systemic racism is real. And I got tired. I originally was gonna try to reply to as many people's comments as I could, but then some of these people wrote like a whole book, and I'm looking at what they're writing, and I'm like, why am I gonna spend my life's energy to explain to this person why there's no such thing as systemic racism? And I'm going to have to explain to them why there's no such thing as white privilege and all of the silly shit that they believe. And the fact that they believe it, it's like, it's not my job to fucking educate them. They got to figure it out on their own. So I just was like, fuck it, man. If you don't like it, turn the channel. I figure most people, no matter who you are, more people like you than don't, right? So, like, even if you're successful, I guarantee more people dislike Oprah than like Oprah, right? If you're Howard Stern, I mean, if you're just anybody, if you're going to be opinionated and you're going to put yourself out there, most people don't just disagree with your opinion and go, yeah, I feel different than this guy, but he seems like a good dude. They don't do that. They go, I feel different from this guy and he should be punished. this pipe this pipe really needs to be cleaned out. There's no weed in this. I'm just trying to get it cleared out a little bit. All right. Now I can pack it. So it's just I gotta the shit I'm working on with the fan club and shit. It's gotta work at this point. You know what I mean? It's like it's not even an option. It's just a weird thing to think this is really what I'm doing. So every time I do it, I try to make it better. But like I said, that seemed to have worked by now. I think the next thing I should do, I think I got to niche down so that the videos I upload are specifically goofing on these woke assholes. I think that's going to be my niche. I'm still going to talk about other shit during the live show. Don't worry about it. But I think you guys ever heard of a channel on YouTube called, they have an Instagram and shit too, SJW Cringe? They're pretty great. They put like, compilation videos together of social justice warriors. I think social justice racist is a better, let's see, social racist warriors. Anyway, they SJW Cringe puts, compiles SJWs in the wild out of control. It's pretty great. They don't put out a lot of content, a lot of memes and stuff. And I could show them to you in a second, but that's kind of their niche. And then you got James Lindsay, you got Titania McGrath, and now you got me. So I think I'm going to niche down in terms of what I upload is going to be focused on goofing on SJWs. I think the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to make my running commentary shorter. I'm going to see if I can get it down to like, these videos tend to be like 15 minutes. I want to see if I can get them down to like 6. But then again, if I'm even mildly amusing, maybe it doesn't matter. Check this out. I haven't watched it yet. I just see that an ex-football player on crack was fatally shot by Phoenix police. You know me. There's nothing I love better than body cam
Mercedes
video.
Fortune of the Phoenix Police Department Public Affairs Bureau.
Yeah.
This incident started at approximately 2 o'clock in the morning when someone reported that a man was acting strange and appeared to be jumping onto vehicles as they were driving near Indian School Road and 23rd Avenue.
Phoenix 911, where's your emergency?
Did you see?
No, this is
Pause, you fuck. Did you see in Vegas there was some guy ran onto the tarmac at the airport and climbed onto the wing of a plane, and then they tried to get him off of it, and he ended up like slipping off the side, and he was all fucked up. It's crazy. Come on, play, you fuck.
West Union School Road.
Is this a house or apartment?
Yeah. Article AM PM.
Okay, what's going on there?
That would be a
Okay,
gas
we have
station.
a big guy dancing in the middle of the street on 23rd Avenue at Indian School.
He's dancing in the street?
He's actually like trying to how you say it, like every car that passes by, that drives by.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, we have a crazy man. Hello, this is Juan. No, this is not Wally. I know Wally though. Wally is a nice guy. Yes, yes, Wally. Wally had a burro. Yes, I know him. By the way, nobody. This happens. This is happening. This person called 911 for something that I guarantee is happening uh, right down the street from me right now. In other words, this is so commonplace. This would never. No one would ever call the police in Santa Monica or Venice for this. But okay.
He's trying to jump on the car and try to hit the car with his body.
He's trying. I think he's trying to kill himself. I don't know. He seems to be wanting to try to tackle the automobiles. He looks like a big guy, like maybe he played football, and now he says, "Oh, I miss my glory days in high school, so now I will play as football with the traffic. I will try to attack his cars. On coches, you don't know what I got. I am going to tackle you. I don't care if you are a BMW or a Subaru. I will tackle you."
So he's currently doing that right now?
Yes,
Yeah, he's on 23rd.
he's on
Avenue.
23rd Avenue.
The caller also said that he had seen the man earlier in the night and that he appeared normal, but when he saw him again, he appeared to be under the influence of drugs.
Okay, how old does he look?
Probably in his 30s.
30s.
Yeah, he came probably 2 hours ago
Mm-hmm.
to the store, and he was normal, but now he looks like he's high, like he used some drugs.
2 officers arrived within minutes of the call and saw the man matching the description walking in the middle of the roadway. Officers
All right,
stopped their police
get to
Tahoe
it.
and activated
this
their lights
action.
to alert traffic in the area. Both officers exited their vehicle and immediately noticed a man about 35 feet away, armed with a gun. The man walked toward the officers, ignoring the commands to drop the weapon. As the man approached the front bumper of the Tahoe, both officers fired their weapons in an effort to stop the threat.
Hey, drop the gun, dude! Hey, Phoenix Police,
I'm gonna tell you right now. They never drop the
drop
gun.
the gun!
He's not gonna drop the gun.
Drop the gun!
They never drop the gun.
92 X-ray, hold the air. He's got a gun. More units.
The police are here. I am watching, and the man, he will not drop the gun. Oh no, he wants to die.
Drop the gun! Hey, drop the gun, man, please! Please drop the gun! That gun, man! Please drop it! Please drop the gun,
He's not going to drop the gun.
dude, please!
Oh, please, senor, please.
Drop the gun, man, please! Please do not make me shoot you! Dude, I swear to God, drop please do not make me shoot you! Don't, please, man! Drop it! Drop it, dude! Dude, I gotta shoot him, bro! Drop it, dude! Shoot him, gotcha! 902 X-ray 998.
A better camera angle.
Drop it, dude!
After the man was shot, he continued to hold onto the gun, and officers repeatedly told him to throw the gun away.
I am too busy dying. It is hard for me to throw a gun away when I am in the middle of dying. I'm a little busy at the moment. Now, I don't know why everybody's got the same accent now. Hello, Governor. I am sorry I could not drop the gun. I'm in the middle of dying at the moment.
The man refused to comply.
Drop it! Drop it! Drop it! Drop it! Drop the gun, dude! Come on! Don't make me shoot you again! Drop it!
Shoot him
As
again.
additional officers arrived on scene, they used a stun bag and baton rounds to get the man away from the gun.
Hey, stun bag, stun bag.
Douchebag, douchebag. They're shooting him with douchebags.
gun.
Oh, the smell of vinegar's everywhere.
Stun bag, stun bag.
Scumbag. Video. Who told this cop where to...
Drop it.
Where'd this cop learn to put his badge cam on?
Approximately 6 minutes after the initial shots were fired, and after less lethal munitions were ineffective, the man pointed the gun at officers once again. 2 additional officers fired at the suspect.
He still got that gun in his hand. He still got it. He still got it. Drop the gun.
Intersection shut down.
It's the worst camera work I've ever seen. I've watched a million of these videos. I've never seen such shoddy camera work.
He still got that gun in his hand. He still got it. He still got it. Drop the gun.
That'll do it. Suspect pointing gun at officers. Zoom it in.
The officers continued to work to ensure that it was safe for them to approach the man, but the man continued to move toward the gun. In an effort to safely approach, pepper balls were used to keep the man separated from the gun. A police canine was used to take the man into custody.
They did everything to this guy.
Move away from the gun. Start crawling away from it. Hey, dude, crawl away from the gun, man.
Copy that. We're going to initiate the dog deployment now.
This guy's a real pain in the ass.
Copy initiating dog deployment.
I'm not dead yet. It's just a flesh wound. I don't think he's gonna make it, mate.
He's displaced the male to the right a little bit. We don't see any other weapons.
Good poochie.
I'm gonna have a move team from the north move up.
Go ahead and move. Good.
Ruff, ruff. What's his name? I'm not dead yet. You fucking pussies. Is that all you got? Is that all you got is pepper balls and douchebags and scumbags and beanbags and bullets and a dog?
Officers rendered medical aid while they waited for fire personnel to arrive.
Why?
The man, later identified as 33-year-old Ikom Udofia, was transported to the hospital where he died. The gun used by Udofia was found to be a BB gun. There were 4 officers involved in the shooting. 3 of the 4 officers are assigned to the Cactus Park precinct. 1 officer has 2 years of service, 1 with 3 years of service, and 1 with 13 years of service with the department.
Oh, boy.
The 4th officer is assigned to the Canine Unit
When do they
of the
start
Tactical
rioting?
Support Bureau. He has 21 years of service with the department.
Blah, 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 blah. When do the riots begin? All right, that's pretty, let's see. What is this? All right, what else we got here? Got a new subscriber. Oh, cool. Well, it seems like the more people dislike me, at the same time I find more people that like me. So I guess it's working out. The ratio is pretty fucked up. I think for about every 100 people that hate me and think I'm a total piece of shit, I think that's like 100 to 1 ratio. So it's like panning for gold to get a subscriber when you're me. It's like, what's your secrets to success on YouTube, Zach? Well, just ask the entire world constantly to subscribe, and you'll find that most people hate you. But look, even guys on death row get wedding proposals. If guys on death row can get wedding proposals, I could find a new subscriber here and there. Oh boy. I may have eaten too much. It's like, although it was pretty good, tuna. All right. people are actually here. I was going to talk about this treasure hunter. You know, I'm always doing treasure hunting news, but all right, here, let's do this. Have you noticed that uh, this is a constant thing that people are constantly accusing everybody of being a narcissist? That just seems to be, well, when I say everybody, it's almost exclusively women. It seems like every time a woman isn't getting along, a date doesn't go well, or, she dates some dude for a couple of months and they break it off, and it's always like he was a narcissist. Any guy that a woman feels jilted by, that guy's a narcissist. Have you noticed that? It's the de facto insult that women like to. So I've seen so many articles like this: 10 signs, 5 signs, 7 signs. This one's 4 signs you're dating a narcissist and what to do about it. I'll tell you what, if you think I'm a narcissist, you should go eat a bag of dicks. I'm awesome and everybody knows it, except for you. This is written by Canela Lopez. No picture of Canela. She's probably felt like if she put her picture there, people would be accusing her of being a narcissist. The first sign that you're dating a narcissist is they have a picture, their profile picture above the article that they write for the insider. Look at this. Look at this. She is pissed off. This woman is angry. This woman in the background here, she's trying to act like she doesn't know that she's yelling at this guy. And this guy's like, shit, I was just trying to break things off with her. And now here we are in public and she's screaming at me, calling me a narcissist. Jesus. Anyway, let's see what they say. People with narcissistic personality style or traits often lack empathy, are entitled, arrogant, and controlling them, making extremely toxic to date. Huh. It sounds like every woman I've ever dated, pretty much, 99% of them. So basically, you're saying women are narcissists. Fucking, who's more entitled, arrogant, and controlling than a girlfriend or a wife? Oh my God. I mean, you can get lucky once in a while. I mean, Insider spoke to Dr. Ramani Durfasula. Ugh, this guy should really change his fucking name. A licensed clinical psychologist and narcissism expert. Yeah, he became an expert by living in a house of mirrors. It's amazing. If you go to this doctor's house, you're like, how do you get to the bathroom? You have to find your way through the hall of mirrors. He's like, dude, I don't understand. He's like, oh, well, I wanted to become an expert in narcissism. So I decided the best way would be to just look at myself constantly. And here we are. I am a narcissist and I am the foremost expert. All right. If you're dating a narcissist, you might feel a magical connection first. But during the relationship, you might feel gaslit, undervalued, ignored, and controlled. Yeah. I had a woman that I dumped, and I was directly honest with her and told her exactly why I was breaking up with her, but she didn't like the reason, so she decided I was a narcissist. But I'm like, I didn't undervalue you. I didn't ignore you. I didn't control you. I told you could do whatever the fuck you want. It just turns out you do whatever you want, just not with me, because I don't want to hang out with you anymore. Anyway, all right, so let's see here. The term narcissism often gets thrown around, but see, that's what I'm saying. It seems like every broad I know, she has a problem with the guy. Well, he was a narcissist. He's a narcissist. I learned a big word, and it just sounds cutting. Oh, what happened to that guy you went out with a few times? Well, started out good, but turned out he was a narcissist. Really, what made him a narcissist? Well, he said, do we have to go out to eat for a $300 dinner every time? Couldn't we just, maybe order in tonight? And I was like, what kind of girl do you think I am? Well, I'm certainly not the kind that cooks. This isn't the 1950s, you narcissist. It's like, I'm pretty sure that's not what a narcissist is. Anyway, the official definition of a narcissist, according to the Mayonnaise Clinic, is a person who often lacks empathy, acts entitled, arrogant, prioritizes themselves above all else. See, I'm none of those things. I care a lot about the feelings of other people. Uh, I consider myself to be lucky for everything I have. I feel anywhere from horrible to strikingly mediocre at everything I do in life. And I prioritize the members of my fan club above all else. You never told me, by the way, Jordan, what's the change you want on your stinger, your zinger stinger? He probably just needed the sweet touch of a woman, would have calmed him down instantly. Exactly. All right. So all of this can impact all aspects of their lives, including their money management, career, above all else, their relationships. When you're the object of a narcissist's affection, those traits may not be so clear. Narcissists typically shower their partners with love in ways that make it difficult to process that subtle feeling of being undervalued and ignored. All right, you got it, Jordan. I don't know what's wrong with your alien one, but that's fine. Whatever you want. I'm your bitch. Insider spoke to Dr. Mani Durvasula. This sounds dirty, Durvasula. You know what I want to do? I want to grab you by the back of the head, kiss you deep, reach down with my other hand while staring you in the eyes directly, and without breaking eye contact. I want to start stimulating your Durvasula. Yeah, your Durvasula. Yeah, you ever had anybody do that for you before? Yeah, we'll get ready because it's going to change your life. Anyway, all right, so let's find some red flags from the Dr. Durvasula. It says narcissists can be hard to spot on first glance. By the way, I'm doing all of you narcissists out there, if you are a narcissist, I'm doing you a favor because you could learn the traits and then you could, if you are a narcissist, this maybe will help you camouflage it. Like when you play poker, there's what they call a tell, right? So somebody does something that indicates the strength of their hand. But some people know what tells to look for, and they know that other people are looking for those tells. So if they are looking for the tell, then you might do that tell on purpose, and they go, aha, I know that tell, and then they misread it because you flipped it on them. So then they have to go, is this the kind of guy that's flipping these tells on purpose? And if he is, then obviously I got to do the opposite. So then you start getting into a leveling situation. Maybe I should try making ASMR videos. Yeah, right. Here's the sound of me packing a bowl. The sound of me grinding some weed. I got some weed here. It's top shelf stuff. Comes from THC Design. I like to grind it. I like to grind it real fine. Yeah. Then I put it in the bowl. Yeah, I hear that the bowl's nice and packed. Oh yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and smoke it. You ready to smoke it? Let's smoke it. You hear that lighter? Oh yeah. That's oh yeah. Did you come yet? I hope you came. All right. So the point is, if you're a narcissist, that's cool. No need to change. Just mask this stuff better so you can get away with more narcissistic tendencies. It's probably fun being a narcissist, I imagine. Okay. They're extremely charismatic people, so you better watch out if you feel a magical connection. Ooh. Because when you first start dating a narcissist, they're charming, charismatic, and confident. And the courtship phase of dating a narcissist is typically characterized by love bombing. Isn't everybody like head over heels for each other in the beginning? But no, it's a manipulation tactic of overwhelming someone with affection, acts of service, and gifts in order to get what you want. I don't know. What would be overwhelming someone with affection? Like licking every part of their body? Isn't that nice? I don't know. Acts of service. I'm not doing shit for them. I'm not giving you any gifts. I'm just going to lick you. Vacations, gifts, elaborate experiences, constant contact, or just too much information and too much intense interest overall. Yeah, see, I don't do any of that shit. I mean, I've met people that we were like head over heels for each other, and we were both just into each other, but it was never me showering the person with a bunch of stuff. A narcissistic relationship often starts as too much too fast and is then followed by a cycle of devaluing, discarding, and ups and downs. Pump 'em and dump 'em, baby. It's an almost supernatural spark with someone might feel good in the moment, but can actually be a major red flag in a relationship. Confirm Zach is not a narcissist. I don't think so. I've been accused of it only, like I said, once in my life that I could think of. I think I would have been told so I think my therapist, she never pulled punches. I think she would have said if I was a narcissist. Now, I think the best categorization I've ever heard of me is a high-functioning neurotic. Okay, so here's another one. Their behavior flips after you commit to the relationship, becoming less attentive, outwardly self-centered, and inconsistent. So soon after the honeymoon phase is over and a narcissist has gotten you to commit and emotionally invest in the relationship, there's a flip that happens. The over-affection might stop. The gifts could dwindle, and instead there might be drastic swings in his or her behavior. Shouldn't say there. Anyway, they become disinterested. They might be less attentive. Well, maybe you ended up being boring. Maybe the person did all of this stuff for you and you didn't give any of it back, so he stopped doing it. Maybe the guy was like, I'm going to write her a poem and give her a back rub and call her and see how she's doing, and I'm just going to be everything that this woman has ever wanted. And then maybe after a couple of months of that, he's like, it's all me all the time. Why am I spending all this money on gifts when she never gives me a gift? Why do I take her to all these dinners when she never takes me to a dinner? Like, she doesn't, once in a fucking, how about just once when there's a full moon, you pay for something. So maybe the guy after a while starts not doing all this stuff and then she's like never in the mood to fuck. And then she like, everything's a drag. And so the guy's going, okay, well, what was the point? I did all of these nice things because in the beginning she wanted to, suck and fuck in every corner of the universe. But after a couple of months, she's like barely showering. She doesn't want to fuck so much. And all of a sudden she's got a shitty attitude about everything. And, it's like, so maybe they start, you ever think the other person might start to just suck is what I'm saying? All right. You feel controlled as if you can't speak your mind without jeopardizing the relationship. Oh, brother. I've never been that way. It's always been the opposite. I find that women just won't communicate. I'm like, tell me exactly, what you're thinking and let's have a reasonable discussion. I'm not going to like jump down your throat. Maybe, you can enlighten me as to how you're looking at things. But they usually don't do it. Usually. There's always exceptions. Let's see. You make excuses for their behavior. I don't think anybody's ever had to do that for me or vice versa. I'm trying to think, have I ever dated a narcissist? Anybody that I had to? Oh, yeah, there was one girl. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she would have been. Yep, I just realized, I was thinking, did I ever date a narcissist? Oh, there was one. See you, Lizzie, no worries. Relationships with narcissists are typically toxic, so cutting ties is the best next step. All right. I'm falling asleep on my feet doing the story. The only reason I even did the story is because it just, I'm so sick of it being that I hear people using that description of other people flippantly. And I'm like, what, what really defines a narcissist? Because the people I know, and again, it's usually women talking about men, they're saying it just as an insult. They don't even know exactly what it is. Do we want to, I can't imagine we're gonna really want to watch this, read this, because it's like I said, these stimulus things. It's always like, just tell me when it's over. But okay. Bipartisan group splits stimulus proposal into two parts, calls it a Christmas miracle. All right, let's see where they're at with the stupid stimulus. Bipartisan lawmakers split their initial $908 billion stimulus framework into two parts. One provisions that Republicans and Dems agree on, and one that marries their two sticking points in a final effort to get a deal done before the end of the year. All right, well let's see. It's a $748 billion stimulus bill. Okay. Includes an extension of two expiring unemployment programs, an additional $300 a week in jobless benefits, a second round for the Paycheck Protection Program, rental assistance, student loan forbearance, and funding for testing, tracing, and vaccine distribution. The second bill includes two provisions: liability protections for businesses that some Dems characterize as a poison pill, and $160 billion for state and local government aid, which Republicans, including Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, have called a blue state bailout. So it sounds like a compromise, right? They're both unhappy about they each have a thing they're unhappy with. They're giving in a little bit. It's a good sign, I guess. I'll believe it when I see it, I guess. Neither proposal includes a second round of stimulus checks, a provision supported by Democrats, Republicans, and the White House in earlier negotiations. So wait a minute. The one thing everybody agreed on, a second round of stimulus checks, supported by Dems, Republicans, and the White House, is not part of any of it. What? The split could help Leader McConnell with the process. Mark Harkins, a former congressional staffer and senior fellow at Georgetown's Government Affairs Institute, told Yahoo Money, it's unclear what happens if the Senate passes the smaller bill and the House adds back in the state and local aid. If we can get that, we want to get it. Okay. This is McConnell. He said, what I recommend is we set aside liability, set aside state and local, and pass those things we can agree on. We'll be back at this after the first of the year. So they're saying, okay, and I do like this. This is something my brother says constantly, which is give me any topic and we can agree on 80% of it and, then nitpick over the last 20%. But this is kind of the same thing. He's going, all right, let's do the 80% that we all agree on and then deal with the shit that we're fighting over. Sounds reasonable. While Democratic leaders initially turned down McConnell's proposal, some key Democrats may be ready to agree to a slimmed down deal. Majority Leader Steny Hoyer, stupid name, signaled he'll take a deal without the state and local government funding to get the essential done. We think state and local is important, and if we can get that, we want to get it. Hoyer said, we want to get aid out to the people who are really, really struggling and are at grave risk. That's me right now, by the way. Up to 12 million Americans are expected to lose unemployment benefits coverage when 2 programs enacted under the CARES Act expire on December 26. The federal eviction moratorium, paid sick leave, aid to state and local governments, among other relief, also will lapse. Great. This is great news. The $784 billion bipartisan proposal has a much lower price tag than the $2.2 trillion version of the HEROES Act. It's also way less than they have given to all of their billionaire friends and to all the corporations and to the airlines and to the military industrial complex. Anyway, whether Democrats agree to the $748 billion proposal may be key to whether Congress reaches a deal in the lame duck session. But it's unclear if they'll agree to a package that has only $188 billion in new funding. So impossible to predict with any level of confidence. Harkin said this could be what kills the entire effort. So, and that's why I don't usually do the stimulus articles, because I've read, 20 of them now about, the new stimulus. And it's never happened. Little stretch there. It never fucking happens. There was, I'm going back to the drawing board. So I'm like, why do I keep covering it, talking about it, getting my hopes up, and it never happens? Jeff Bridges is trending for some reason. Oh, he said he's feeling good after nearly 2 months after revealing lymphoma diagnosis. Poor Jeff Bridges. Fuck. Gotta love Jeff Bridges. Let's see here. That's a cute dog. Is it a stuffed animal? 2 months after he first revealed he had been diagnosed with lymphoma. Fucking lymphoma, man. Fucking cancer. What a pile of shit, huh? Got a puppy. Celebrated the 71st birthday. Fucking life, man. All right. What do we got here? Let's do it. Let's do what we do. Indians owner addresses team's name change. What do we got? Cleveland Indian owners speaks out on name change. The name is no longer acceptable in our world, except that there's actually real Indians living on Indian tribes who actually like to be called Indians as opposed to Native Americans. But, all right, whatever. After years of debate and controversy, the Cleveland Indians are changing their name. It's a move that'll happen after the 21 season, with owner Paul Dolan saying Monday the name is no longer acceptable in our world. News of the impending name change broke Sunday in an anonymously sourced New York Times story, but the Indians announced the decision on Monday, with Dolan giving a comprehensive interview on the subject to the Associated Press. In it, he talks about his own awakening toward the suffering the name has brought to Native Americans, his first choice for a replacement, why he's already decided against it and what's next in the saga. First, it was downplaying their Chief Wahoo logo, then getting rid of him altogether. Now it's officially changing the name of the ball club. It was a learning process. It was a learning process for me, and I think when fair-minded, open-minded people really look at it, think about it, maybe even spend some time studying it, I like to think that they would come to the same conclusion. It's a name that had its time, but this is not the time now, and certainly going forward, the name is no longer acceptable in our world. Well, chalk me up as I don't give a flying fuck. The Indians say they'll still sell team merch to acknowledge our history. While Dolan says the name is no longer acceptable in our world, the Indians believe logos and merchandise are still okay to sell. The team said Monday that while it's changing the name, of course, by the way, they think it's still everything is okay to sell to these people. They would sell crack. It's like, while crack cocaine is not really acceptable in society now that it's been decriminalized in Oregon, we do believe it's okay to sell crack cocaine in Oregon. And if the laws are changed here in Cleveland, then we will go ahead and sell crack cocaine here as well. All right. It's not unlike when they stopped wearing Chief Wahoo logos. I'm yawning. That's how much I give a fuck about this story. So the Indians say they'll drop the nickname. Ongoing commitment to equity, inclusion, blah, blah, blah. Why Dolan decided against his preferred name. Some people wanted them to go to the Spiders, which was the original pro baseball team in Cleveland in the late 1800s. That's pretty cool. Spiders? That's awesome. Change to something more pop culture like the Rocks or the Wild Things. Oh, boy. And then they thought about the Tribe, but that was a common nickname. So we're not going to take a half step away from the Indians, he said. A half step from the Indians and a half step closer to Jews. The Tribe. Hey, the Cleveland Indians. It's the Cleveland Yentas. The new name, and I don't know what it is, it'll not be a name that has Native American themes or connotations. Frankly, Tribe would have been a name that I would have loved to pivot to, but talking to these groups, they made it very clear the issues that are attached to the Indians don't go away with Tribe. You would think a tribe is a good thing, right? To me, a tribe is like your family, but I guess family is offensive to these people too. Particularly since Tribe has been tied to the experience of our team for many, many decades, he said, blah, blah, blah. Notice I didn't bother refreshing this stupid article because, the fucking, I don't know if it's because of the ad blocker or what, but the pictures and shit never load. Anyway, the next steps in Cleveland's name change process. Yahoo should really bring back the comments section. I miss that a lot. Anyway, the Indians will be the Indians in 21, Dolan said. The process of transitioning. Oh, boy. Now they're transitioning. What are they all becoming women now? It's going to be the Cleveland trannies. Welcome your brand new Major League Cleveland trannies. The whole team is transitioned into women. They're all wearing wigs and shit instead of their fucking high heel cleats. Hello, fellas. We're the Cleveland trannies. Anyway, we'll be the Indians in 21, and then after that, it's a difficult and complex process to identify a new name, do all the things you do around activating the name. Dolan said, we're going to work out of this quick a pace as we can while doing it right. We're not going to do something just for the sake of doing it. We're going to take the time we need to do it right. Dolan said the team will not adopt an interim name until choosing its new one. We don't want to be the Cleveland baseball team or some other interim name. He said, we'll continue to be the Indians until we've identified the next name that will hopefully take us through multiple centuries. The move isn't a surprise, since the team announced it was going to look into a name change earlier this year after the Washington football team decided to drop the Redskins name. That began a series of discussions with fans, activists, and Native American groups about the path forward. The main complaint when a change like this happens is that tradition or history is being forgotten, but Dolan says that won't be the case in Cleveland. We're going to honor our past, he said. We're not walking away from our past. We'll be the Cleveland Indians of 1915 to whatever year is that we ultimately change. We'll have to celebrate that. I don't think we have to ignore it. God, I can't believe how long you could talk about something so stupid. But from the day we make the change, the new history that we build together as a community with our team will be under the banner of a different name. Oh my God, thank God it's over. I can't believe anybody's still watching the fucking live stream. I'm ready to put a gun in my mouth Just imagine this is your day, spending this much time giving this much thought to nonsense. All right. Tyler Perry donates $100,000 to Taylor's boyfriend's defense. Let's see. Oh, look at this. Senator Loeffler in a photo with somebody from the KKK. Oh, what's going on here? Let's see. Gay-owned brand behind the Proud Boys kilt denounces the group. They're denouncing a group without looking into the group. Whatever. I couldn't find the Lori Loeffler thing. Here we go. I mean, Kelly Loeffler, whatever. Lori, Kelly. If you're a Loeffler, you're a fuck up. Anyway, she posed with a former KKK leader. Now she claims she had no idea. This is Mary Pappenfuss. Pappenfuss? Pappenfuss. Pappenfuss. Senator Kelly Loeffler from Georgia posed for a photo with a Chester Doles KKK leader, former KKK leader. Jewish activists were upset. Doles' profile as a white supremacist was prominent enough that he was ejected from a campaign rally in September featuring Loeffler and Marjorie Taylor Greene. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution reported Loeffler claimed then as well that she wasn't aware of any controversy linked to Doles. I just thought they were pineapples, I did. Ben the Ark, a progressive Jewish advocacy group, retweeted the photo Saturday of Loeffler smiling next to Doles. The photo was taken Friday at a campaign event. Doles posted the photo with a caption that read in part, "Save America, Stop Socialism." Doles spent decades as a member of the KKK and led a faction in Maryland in the neo-Nazi National Alliance, the Journal-Constitution reported. He's a convicted felon who was sentenced to prison for the 93 beating of a black man, according to the Baltimore Sun. She's again trying to distance herself. No acceptable explanation for it happening once, let alone a second time. They would have kicked him out immediately if they had known who he was. Is it possible, though, that she meets a zillion people and really didn't recognize that it was the same douchebag? I could see me doing that. I could see someone taking a picture with me. I have no idea that he's a fucking Nazi, right? And then everybody tells me, oh, that guy's a Nazi. I'm like, oh, shit, I didn't know. And then, like, 6 months later, same guy, maybe obviously dressed different, looks a little bit different. I haven't really thought about it. And he's like, hey, Zach, I get a picture? Yeah, sure, we could take a picture. And people are like, that's that Nazi again. I'm like, oh, that's that same guy? Oh, fuck. I don't know. I could see myself doing it. I could see it happening. I think the ganja that I picked up, it's really good, but I think I got I think it's making me sleepy. I think I got some other stuff, but I got to remember that for tomorrow's live stream, because I'm like, man, I am having a hard time staying awake. It also just could be because my days and nights got all fucked up. I don't know what's going on. Last night I couldn't sleep. It was, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. So, all right, let's see if we could find something that'll wake me up. I watched a really cheesy, but for me, it was a wonderful movie. It was called Deal, and it had Burt Reynolds in it, and who else? Jennifer Tilly. A bunch of well-known poker players played themselves. There was somebody else in it that was dead. I remember thinking, "Oh, Burt Reynolds." I couldn't remember the whole time I'm watching it. I'm like, "Burt Reynolds is dead, right?" I had to Google it. But while I was watching the movie, no, not you, Google. While I was watching it, there's another actor in it, and I'm like, that. I'm pretty sure Burt Reynolds is dead, but that other person is definitely dead. I'm like, everybody in this movie is dead. But anyway, I've just been jonesing so hard to play cards or fucking do anything, man, to be honest with you. You know, I told you guys I'm staying in the present, but yesterday was one of those days that for some reason, I think, and everybody I know relates to this, where although it's weird, for some people, man, their lives aren't different. They never stopped getting paychecks. Things aren't shut down where they live. You got to understand where I'm at, man. Imagine like you're on high, dry land in South Dakota and Hurricane Katrina just hit. It's like, yeah, your life hasn't changed, but those people in New Orleans are fucked. And that's what it's like out here. It is just fuckedville. And so, um, once in a while, you just go, you go, oh my God, the year's almost over. This has been almost a year of me being almost completely alone for a year. For most of a year, I've been alone. And then you start to think about, like, uh, like you just can't believe it's really like I can't believe any of this is happening with no fucking end in sight, really. Anyway, so that shit hit me yesterday. Was one of those days for me where I was like, "Whoa, I've been doing so well, but even I can falter, but I'm still doing fine." You know, I use all my tools and shit to stay on track. But point is, finishing that bowl, but I'm not going to repack. Although, actually, I have a different strain in that I could recognize it because it looks different. I have another strain in here, but let's see. Yeah, that's it right there. Yep, that's it. Let's see. I'm almost positive. Anyway, for whatever reason, that shit was making me tired. It was not from THC Design. It was some stuff I got from the weed shop. I have some other stuff, but something got me very tired. On my feet. All right. So tired, I haven't even promoted. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button for me. Hit that little notification bell when you subscribe, and then choose all, and you'll know when I upload a new video or when I go live. And do me a favor, man. Join the Zach Waldman fan club. Go to zachwaldman.com/fans for exclusive content. I did upload a pipecast. It's about what you would expect. And there's magic tricks and bar bets and exclusive content all in the fan club. And also, even if you don't join the fan club, there are all kinds of free things you can do at zachwaldman.com/fans to support me. I mean, hell, you could just, flat out just send cash. You can make a donation. I'll take that too. Whatever you got to do. I'm now a cyber beggar. I'm a digital panhandler, but I try to give you something for your money. All right, so talk radio host throws massive maskless Halloween party. I mean, holiday party. Dave Ramsey. Oh, this fucking piece of work. Oh, this guy. Do you guys know who Dave Ramsey is? Some of his advice is actually good, but he's such a douche. If you want good financial advice without a bunch of nonsense, if you're like I used to be, where I was retarded with my personal finances, and believe me, I was. It's one of the things I'm most angry about in life is how retarded I was for years with my personal finances. But I recommend Tom Likas. Go to premiumtom.com. Subscribe to the Tom Likas show. He's got ton. These days, there's so many things for free on YouTube. There's books. There's so many. But Dave Ramsey's this guy who I did read one of his books, but he combines his nonsense religious shit in with his personal financial planning. And he's like, one of these guys with a fucking attitude about it. It's like, why do so many of these financial planning types, why do they got to be such dicks? Like Suze Orman, they're always angry, They're like, all right, we're gonna do a show here. Okay, I'm a financial expert, and we're gonna do a show here to help people who fucked up their finances get things in order. The phone lines are open. Who do we have here on the line? It's Zach Waldman. Hello, Zach. How can we help you? What's the situation? Well, I'm a stand-up comedian and a magician. Okay, wait. Let me stop you there. Do you make a living just doing that? Yeah, I'm actually quite successful at it. I make six figures. I do pretty well. Huh? No other source of income, Zach? No, that's not my question. It's just I wonder, Zach. Did you go to college? Yeah, I did. I went to University of Central Florida. So don't you feel like a total piece of shit for, wasting your father's money? I mean, your father paid your way through college. I'm guessing. Well, yeah, that's true. How'd you guess? Well, because I just know you seem like a piece of shit. Well, I just called for financial advice. Well, don't you realize, Zach, that this is what I'm giving you? I'm giving you the hard truth that you never wanted to hear. Everybody was afraid to give you. Every call is like that to these assholes. People are like, yeah, I'm 27 years old. I'm $47,000 in debt. Well, why are you $47,000 in debt? Well, I was really stupid when I was younger with credit cards and stuff. Yeah, you were stupid, weren't you? So what are we doing to fix it? Well, that's why I'm calling into the show. It's like, why every one of them, Suze Orman, Dave Ramsey, they like beat there was like some British woman on Lifetime or or one of those fucking things, wherever, whatever, what's the channel that has like, oh, Bravo. It was like on Bravo. She was like this British cunt that would help people get their financial shit together. And same thing, they're always angry at the people for getting themselves into a financial bind, right? They're like, why did you do this? Well, you're a moron. Yeah, I know. I'm a fucking moron. I'm telling you, that's why I'm calling for advice. They're all mean, If I'll tell you what, if I'm ever a millionaire, and maybe I'll do that, I'll add that as like I can't, I could give plenty of financial advice based on the stuff that I learned because I was doing everything the right way before the pandemic hit. I was building up an emergency fund, which I actually was built. It just got wiped out, is all. And so they tell you to have a year's worth of savings. We're fucking 10 months into this goddamn thing. So not really sure exactly what they expect people to do. Anywho, I digress. Point is, like, if I ever become a millionaire, I'm going to give free financial advice and explain to people nicely. I'll go, hey, what's your situation? What's your problem? So you got a bunch of credit card debt. Okay, let's take care of you here. It's okay. I don't want you to be upset about it. I want you to take a breath, and I want you to realize that all we have to do is organize everything and create a plan of attack. And once you have that plan of attack, it'll just be like losing weight, and you'll see the debt will just fade away, and every little victory will grow your confidence that you can get out from underneath this rock. And I'm here to help guide you through it. Okay. Hey buddy. Hey little guy. There's no reason to cry, little fella. That's what you called me for, right? Little guy, I'm here to help you out. All right. Let's do this together. That's the way I would do it. That would be the kind of financial advisor I was. Not Dave Ramsey. Hey, Dave, need some help here? I'm thinking about buying a car. Well, have you accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior? No, Dave. I'm actually not really religious. Well, that's your first problem right there. You're a goddamn part of the problem. You're part of the collective evil in the universe, son. What's your name? It's Zach Waldman. Well, Zach Waldman, you sound like a Jew. Well, yeah, my dad's a Jew. My mom converted, but then by the time I came around, she was on a different spiritual path, and I am on a spiritual path, Dave. But it's nothing to do with your pal Jesus there. Well, there is only one path, Zach Waldman, Jew Waldman, and the path is Jesus. And I'll tell you what, until you accept that Jesus is your Lord and Savior, I cannot help you with your finances. And he just fucking hangs up on you. And you're like, what the fuck? What is with this asshole? So, but seriously, that's Dave Ramsey. He's a big Jesus freak and he's angry at you. Anyway, so this is pretty funny though. He just held, so this religious fucktard, personal finance guru Dave Ramsey, just had a huge indoor Christmas party. Let me see if I think I made this. Yeah, there we go. Just threw a huge indoor. Here's another one of these articles from the Woke Post, the Huffington Woke Post, that required two people to write it. They needed two people to write a story about one jerk off throwing a party without masks. This happened in Franklin, Tennessee. Even as Americans are being infected, hospitalized, and killed by COVID in record numbers, the scene Saturday night outside the headquarters of Christian financial personality Dave Ramsey Solutions looked like a festival designed to flout public health guidelines. The talk radio host, who preaches debt-free living and business success and Jesus, threw a maskless indoor company Christmas party at the company's Franklin headquarters with more than 1,500 people invited to attend. Across different floors of one building, guests drank and line danced together. Jesus Christ. There's people still in parts of this world line dancing? Ugh. What do they do the other night? Square dance? What do they do the other nights? Fuck their sisters? Their own sisters, I mean? Anyway, they gorged on barbecue. Ooh, that is delicious. See, I was against this party until I found out there's barbecue. I bet this is in Tennessee. I bet that's good bar. I would have gone. If they wanted to hire me to do magic at this thing, and as long as I could have barbecue after I did like a couple hours of magic, I would be there. They gambled in a fake casino and partied in a silent disco. Silent disco, that's where everybody wears headphones. This is according to a map meant to help revelers navigate the bash. Outside, there were igloos, dessert food trucks, and carriage rides to be had. Several open bars were scattered throughout the building. One worker estimated there were at least 1,000 guests in the building, the vast majority of them without masks, as well as several dozen people like himself working the event. There was absolutely no social distance being practiced, said the worker, who spoke on condition of anonymity for fear of jeopardizing his job. Ramsey's become a hugely influential figure in personal finance, with an especially strong following among Christians. I told you. The Boots and Barbecue event. I do love barbecue, though, at which vendors were allegedly urged to not wear masks, is consistent with how he has approached the pandemic since the beginning. In March, Ramsey kept the company's offices open with staff coming to work on site even after employees tested positive for the virus. He's railed against strict public health measures on his radio show, calling them totalitarian and framing guidance to wear masks, which are not required at the Ramsey Solutions offices, as a sign of irrational fear. In July, Ramsey opted to host a large business conference at his company's headquarters rather than going along with COVID-19 protocols required by the Florida hotel that was originally scheduled to host the gathering. The company's defiance of public health guidance has continued even as dozens of employees have been infected by the virus. Around 50 staffers. It's really funny. He's like, "You're not going to tell us what to do. We're Americans and we're Christians. You don't tell us what to do with our bodies. Hey, 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 you better not have an abortion. That is fucking not what God wants." But you're upset about us telling you to wear a mask. You're telling me I can't have an abortion? Well, that's right. Jesus doesn't like it. Jesus doesn't like masks or abortions. Jesus. If I was Jesus, I'd be more afraid of carpentry than masks. Anyway, around 50 staffers tested positive in November, according to Religion News Service, which first reported the plans for Saturday night's Christmas party. At least 5,462 Tennesseans have died of COVID-19. Isn't that the entire state? More than 2,600 are currently hospitalized with the illness. On Saturday night, a line of cars stretched bumper to bumper for nearly 2 miles from the company's headquarters. This doesn't even sound like it was like a company holiday party. It sounds like it was open to the public practically. A masked uniformed officer from the Franklin Police Department stopped each car at the entrance to the headquarters as a private security detail looked on. The company apparently keen to block any prying eyes from observing the event. As the party's 7 p.m. start time approached, a reporter taking a video of the line of cars was tailed by what appeared to be a security vehicle and followed from company headquarters all the way back to the interstate. Despite the health risks posed by such a crowd, many of the people working the event likely would have felt little choice but to be there. Caterers and other event companies are desperate for contracts due to the pandemic, with nearly all large-scale parties, concerts, and other events ground to a halt. Any worker who bailed on the Ramsey party would have given up much-needed income just ahead of the holidays and potentially jeopardized future gigs through their vendors. Gee, you think maybe I know a little bit about how that feels? The worker, who spoke anonymously, said he was provided with little information ahead of the event, was told by a superior that Ramsey Solutions preferred workers did not wear masks so as not to make guests uncomfortable. Ultimately, yeah, we don't want to make them uncomfortable. We want you to kill them. Ultimately, many workers chose to wear them. There was also a pile of masks provided near the entrance, but the workers said most partiers opted to pass them by. A few probably just wiped their asses with it, right? Just to be defiant. Like, hey, look, there's some masks. I'm not going to wear it. I'm gonna wipe my taint with it, though. And look at that. Bill's wearing a mask that I just rubbed on my balls. Oh, everybody's laughing. Why are you guys laughing at me? Because I'm wearing a mask? Not because you're wearing a mask, Bill. You're wearing the mask that I rubbed on my balls. Bill, smell his balls. He goes, I thought it smelled weird. Yeah, because you know what my balls smell like. Well, it actually smells like your sister's vagina. Well, I just fucked her. I bet you did. Everybody fucked your sister. Oh, it's a good time at the Ramsey party. Woohoo! All right. I think I know why my videos go long now. The local and state officials were aware of the party. They were apparently reluctant to step in and enforce any social distancing rules. Williamson County's mask mandate applies to publicly accessible areas and businesses, which does not include a corporate office building. When a reporter called the county health department on Tuesday to see if any complaints had been filed ahead of the event, the call was steered to the state health department. Shelley Walker, spokesperson for the state health department, said the agency would not have any jurisdiction over such an event, though it encouraged Tennesseans to wear masks and practice social distancing. She reported back to local elected officials. The Ramsey building is within Franklin's city limits, but Melissa Ryerson, a city spokesperson, said the city would not enforce any rules at a private event. It's private property and private company, she said last Tuesday. We don't really have jurisdiction over that. Hey, Lizzie. Lizzie's back. Ryerson recommended the reporter reach out to the county. Ramsey Solutions. It's a kind of rubber, too, Ramsey's. That's one solution. Another one is a vasectomy. Ramsey Solutions stonewalled reporter seeking comment on its conduct. In contrast to Ramsey's declarations that his company will not be ruled by fear when it comes to the pandemic, staff inside the company describe a culture thick with paranoia. The company's leadership has become increasingly determined to prevent information from getting out, while concerned staffers fear retribution if they speak up. By the way, this is happening in the film and TV industry as well. I know many, many people in the entertainment industry, obviously, and not all of them are actors. Some of them are. Some of them are camera operators or makeup people or stylists, caterers. I know a lot of fucking people. And guess what? They're all working, and the illusion that they want everybody to believe is that they're doing this thorough testing and they're being super careful and there's not a problem with COVID. The truth is, there is a rampant, there's COVID is rampant throughout all of these productions. One of my friends says that every production that is on the same lot he works on has been shut down at one point for COVID, and his currently is. So there you go. Pretty fucking batshit crazy. Dan Voris, event producer at Ramsey Solutions, did not respond last week to questions about the size of the planned party and any safety precautions put in place. Neither did Megan McConnell, the company spokesperson. However, McConnell did respond internally once the scheduled party became public on Friday after Religion News Service published its report. She wrote a staff-wide email telling Ramsey employees to ignore the anger of the company's plans. If and when you see controversial or negative things about Dave or RS on social media, please don't defend us or engage with them, McConnell wrote. That just boosts the post visibility, and we're not concerned about those people anyway. See, that's why I got to follow the Dave Ramsey model and just continue to be a dick on YouTube and hope that there's enough people that enjoy my not giving a fuck attitude, people that are sick of political correctness and that are bored with everything being, for the lowest common denominator. Everything's for the children. Everything is for sensitive people. It's for the children. So I'm betting this whole show, everything I'm doing with this show, it's a gamble on my part that there's enough people like me that go, we just want to have some fucking fun and not take everything so seriously. And not everything has to be for children. That's why I'm excited about that new casino in Vegas, Circa, because it's 21 and over only. No fucking kids, no fucking white trash families rolling fucking 3x3, like 3 kids in the fucking stroller by the craps table at the Bellagio. It's like, look, when I'm at Disney, I expect to see kids. When I'm at the Bellagio, I expect to see whores, not your fucking wife that looked good, 3 years ago before you got her pregnant every year, 3 years in a row. And now her vagina is still stuck in the fucking spinning doorway of the hotel. Ma'am, your labia. Could someone please get that the what do they call that spinning door? Get that, someone hit the button. That lady is labia is stuck in there. Anyway. Point is, I don't know that I'm going to answer comments anymore on YouTube. I might just leave it to my fans to deal with the people on YouTube who don't like my videos. I feel like the video about Pearl being a racist, it really seems to be taken off well, but the ratio of dislikes to likes, which seems to be the norm for me. I'm kind of like Red Nose. You know how Red Nose, he's got a bunch of views, and the ratio, it's like almost all thumbs down. I haven't seen a Red Nose video posted in my YouTube feed for a long time, by the way. What's up with that? All right, so the worker who spoke anonymously said most events employees like himself have been scraping by on most events employees like himself scraping by on unemployment benefits and any odd jobs they can find. He said whatever pay he gets from the Ramsey gig is smaller than it appears. After sharing indoor air with so many people, he believes he should quarantine for several days for going any jobs that might put him in contact with others. He heard that Ramsey Christmas parties are always a huge blowout. I got to try to get hired there next year. This year's bash will certainly be hard to forget. It was the most people I've seen gathered in a year, the worker said. So, yeah, it was kind of bizarre. Story was reported in conjunction with Nashville Scene. Dave Jameson reported from D.C. Wow, it took a whole fucking team to report that Dave Ramsey is a fucking wackadoo. Hey, dude. Have you done a video on the Gavin Newsom recall yet? No. I think I'm not sure, but I think the only videos I'm going to start uploading are going to be anti-SJW. I think I'm going to become a niche SJW guy. I don't know. Maybe I don't have to. Maybe I can keep doing what I'm doing. What's up with the Gavin Newsom recall? I mean, I've heard talk about it, but is there some... Look at this. Bob Weir and Wolf Brothers plans New Year's Eve concert stream. Dana White, old big names in UFC, moving on, retiring. Head of White House Security Office has his right foot amputated. Electoral college votes making Biden win official. Yeah, I didn't actually see this fucking video. Let's watch the video. Believe it or not, I didn't watch this.
Electoral college
I figured if they didn't make it official, I would have heard.
16 electoral college votes on behalf of the state of Georgia for Joseph R. Biden as President of the United States, and 16 electoral college votes on behalf of the state of Georgia for Kamala D. Harris as Vice President of the United States.
She's got some nice titties. All right. Stick it in the bun.
Mr. President, I'm proud to announce that 29 votes have been cast for the Honorable Joseph Robinette Biden, Jr.
Robinette?
President of the United States.
Madam Secretary, we have 6 votes for Joseph R. Biden for president and 6 votes for Kamala D. Harris for vice president.
I didn't know the R stood for Robinette.
Thank you, Madam President.
Fucking
It's
horrible.
my pleasure to announce to you and to the members of the college that the tellers agree in their count. The electors of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania have cast 20 votes for the Honorable Joseph R. Biden for President of the United States and 20 votes for the Honorable Kamala D. Harris for Vice President of the United States.
Seems like a good mask right there. All right,
Joseph R. Biden of Delaware, a Democrat. Ayes 55, noes 0.
All 50 states formally cast their votes in the Electoral College on Monday, confirming President-elect Joe Biden's election victory and effectively ending President Donald Trump's failing attempt to overturn his loss.
I am pleased to announce that Joseph R. Biden has received 16 votes for President of the United States.
In Atlanta, Democratic activist Stacey Abrams, who lost a race for Georgia governor in 2018, announced the official results for her state, where lawsuits and recounts launched by Trump failed to change the election outcome.
Yeah, well, fucking Gavin Newsom.
Who
cares?
For Joseph R. Biden for president.
So, you know what? If they recall Gavin Newsom, who'll give a fuck? You think anything's going to change here? Let's see here. Here's a LA COVID-19 update. Ambulances waiting 4 hours to offload patients as LA has just 56 adult ICU beds left. Orange County has none. Great. I was fucking Orange County. As the first dose of COVID-19 vaccine was delivered to LA area hospital, county's hospital and ICU capacity dropped to alarming lows. Yeah, I guess it's just fucking, it's like Armageddon, man. SoCal as a whole on Monday only had 2.7% of its ICU bed capacity remaining. Wow. LA County reported 7,344 new cases on Monday. Uh, 4,000 people hospitalized. So this was LA County, 48 deaths, 8,345 to date. So that's where we are here in California. Why can't they bring back the cruise ship with the extra hospital beds? Adam Carolla was talking about that. I was wondering the exact same thing. It's like, okay, we were worried about this before. They brought in cruise ships. They set up like the Staples Center as like a fucking ICU, and why can't they just do that again? All right. I am sleepy tonight. What do we got here? BLM signs burned at historic D.C. churches. Authorities investigating as possible hate crimes. Blah diddy blah blah diddy blah blah diddy blah da blah 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 blah. All right, give a fuck. All right, let me see. Gavin Newsom. Actually, let's do. All right, Gavin Newsom. Okay, let's see. Let's find the newest. 6 hours ago. All right, here, let's take a quick gander at the Gavin Newsom thing. With his star dimmed, California's... Oh, Jesus Christ. Get out of here, AP. With his star dimmed, California's Newsom could face recall. Total recall. This is by Michael R. Out to Get Blood. Michael Robinette Out for Blood. Hi, I'm Gavin Newsom. I got some bitchin' hair, a bitchin' life. Well, I did. And then I actually had to be responsible for something, and what I did made a difference. And when it was time for me to do the right thing, I did everything wrong. I'm Gavin Newsom. I'm a fucking dumb fuck. So out of LA, California Governor Gavin Dipshit Newsom, he's had a rough year. The next one might be even rougher as a recall effort appears to be gaining momentum. Fueled partly by outrage over the first-term Democrat dining with his friends at an opulent restaurant while telling state residents to spurn social gatherings and stay home. It's not uncommon in California for residents to seek recalls, but they rarely get on the ballot. And even fewer succeed. Hey, in the time I've lived here just over 20 years, we had a recall while I lived here. It was Gray Davis, I think. But I was pretty new here, but that's my recollection of who it was. Wasn't it? It was yeah, I think it was Gray Davis. Anyway, so several launched against Newsom faded, but another attempt is drawing greater attention as his fortunes change while he enters a critical stretch in his governorship. Newsom received high praise for his aggressive approach to the Rona last spring when he issued the nation's first statewide stay-at-home order, but now there's growing public angst over subsequent health orders that have shuttered schools and businesses and a massive unemployment benefits fraud scandal, while a public shaming continues for his ill-advised dinner at the French Laundry in Napa Valley, an establishment that features a white truffle in caviar dinner for $1,200 per person. Photos of the dinner, a birthday party for a Newsom confidant, who's also a lobbyist, emerged showing the governor without a mask at a time when he was imploring people not to socialize and with friends and wear a face mask face covering when going out and around others. Recall organizers said they've collected more than half the nearly 1.5 million petition signatures needed to place the recall on the ballot, and they have until mid-March to hit the required threshold. Oh, I'll sign it. Let me know. I'll sign it. Gavin Newsom could suck a bag of dicks, a diverse bag of dicks. As a matter of fact, because Gavin Newsom is so into affirmative action, I think there should be an equal distribution of black cocks and uncircumcised Samoan cocks. Yeah, let's see how much he likes diversity when he's got to suck every kind of dick, because that's what he should be doing. Anywho, Randy Economy, a senior advisor to the recall effort. The guy's name is Randy Economy. Doesn't anybody have a normal name anymore? So there was a surge of several 100,000 petition signatures that Newsom's restaurant debacle last month. After Newsom's restaurant debacle last month, it's resonated. It's about the arrogance of power, he said. Newsom appears to be getting on campaign footing. He's hired veteran capital investor Jim DeBoo as a senior advisor. Hey, old people, this is what you should do. I'm a senior advisor. Are you like 80? All right, you should die. What do you mean? I'm a senior advisor, and I'm telling you, you've lived long enough. Anyway, it could help him repair frayed relationships with legislators and bring sharper political instincts to his office. Newsom just named D.D. Myers, a former Warner Brothers executive and White House press secretary for Clinton, as director of the governor's office of business and economic development. The prospect of a recall election is reviving memories of California's circus-like 03 recall, in which voters installed Arnold Schwarzenegger as governor after deposing the unpopular Democrat Gray Davis. There were 135 candidates on the ballot, including Hustler publisher Larry Flint, former child actor Gary Coleman. If I remember all that, man. If the recall qualifies, Newsom would be forced to fend off rivals in the midst of a pandemic that's cost the state millions of jobs, cord government budgets, and upended life for nearly 40 million residents. The campaign could sap his focus just as the state manages the complex project of vaccinating millions of residents while rebuilding its virus-wounded economy. California continues to deal with other risks, from deadly wildfires to homelessness crisis in big cities. Yeah, well, when you roll out the red carpet for mentally ill drug addicts and bums and runaways and make it the most hospitable place in the world for them, what do you think's going to happen? He's got a plate of biblical plagues staring him in the face, said Gary South, with 2 R's. Stupid way to spell Gary. This was Davis's chief political advisor. Still, South sees Newsom in a far stronger position to survive a challenge compared to the political climate 17 years ago when Davis was pushed out. Republican hasn't won a statewide race in California in 14 years. There's no Hollywood superstar emerging as a potential candidate. I don't know. How about Adam Carolla? I'd vote for Adam Carolla. A recall election is never good, obviously, South said. But the Republicans are in a far weaker position than in 03. For the telegenic 53-year-old Newsom, God, he looks older than that to me. I would have thought he was like 62. A recall election could unsettle a political ascendancy that many see aimed for the White House. If it qualifies, a closer than expected race could hurt the former San Francisco mayor's national profile, as well as make him look vulnerable to 22 when he's expected to seek a second term. Newsom's challenging year already has encouraged Republicans, who have signaled their likely candidates, including former San Diego Mayor Kevin Faulconer, Newsom's 2018 rival, businessman John Cox. Likes a lotta. That's his. What's your middle name? Likes a lotta. Sucks a buncha. Recall organizer Orrin Heatley, ugh, stupid names left and right, a retired county sheriff's sergeant, predicted they'd rather gather the needed signatures, though added an infusion of cash would help. Meanwhile, the efforts picked up endorsements from two prominent Republicans. Former Arkansas governor and presidential candidate Mike Huckabee said former House Speaker Newt Gingrich. Oh, how fucking long is this article? State records showed just under 300,000 signatures have been filed, though Economy said another 500,000 are in the pipeline. With county election officials, groups been gathering signatures in June and have about 3 months to hit the required 1,495,709. They'll need a surplus since some signatures are sure to be disqualified. The 03 recall took off after Republican U.S. Representative Darrell Issa, a car alarm magnate, poured $1.7 million of his fortune into the campaign to get the proposal on the ballot. Organizers this year estimate they would need $2.8 million to hire professionals to gather another 800,000 signatures at a price of $3 to $50 each. It's quite a range. Well, maybe that's at a price of $3.50 each. Sorry, I need new fucking glasses. I would get them, but I haven't worked for nearly a year. But I also haven't started punching myself in the face yet, so I've got that going for me. Anyway, state records show Cox donated $50,000 to the recall campaign in October, but at this point, no plans to invest more. I'm not gonna be Darrell Issa. He said if there were a whole bunch of other people that stepped up and helped, I'd probably help some more. If he faces a recall, Newsom would have advantages. Douchebag. He would have no donation limits on his fundraising, opening the way for a record flood of cash to defend his seat. Democrats have a nearly 2-to-1 advantage in registered voters. The potential election could also increase the chances he picks longtime friend and Secretary of State Alex Padilla to fill the U.S. Senate seat that will be vacated by Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. Facing uncertainty, Newsom needs a loyalist in Washington who will embrace his priorities, butt plugs, including securing federal funds for butt plugs, for the virus and butt plugs, and wildfires and butt plugs. Newsom's advisors are carefully watching the signature count and depict the effort as a President Donald Trump inspired a tactic to alter the election calendar in hopes of gaining political advantage. Okay, I can't take anymore. It's almost over. I'm done. I don't give a fuck. Cares. Fuck everybody. Let's have some fun. Let's talk about pussy. Let's talk about titties. Dr. Fauci just said when you can eat in restaurants again. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. Everything's pissing me off today. Tom Cruise has been sending this cake to A-list friends each holiday for years. I've done there's a COVID calculator. I've done that before. My chance of dying from COVID is like I've a better chance of winning the fucking lottery. Yeah, I shouldn't say that. No cunt or hose. Knock on wood, I'm healthy. But I am concerned about Tom Cruise. There's a cake that he sends to his A-list friends each holiday. The bakery says he's kept us in business. Oh, come on, Tom, send me one. I'm always saying that you and Kevin Bacon are the two greatest American actors and really heroes. Two of the greatest American heroes. You're not going to find a bigger Tom Cruise fan, and not a fake one like Rosie O'Donnell, who pretended to get wet for you, even though she likes girl cock. I'm not gay for you, Tom, but I think you're a hero, and I would like one of your special cakes. It starts off talking about Rosie O'Donnell. So what's the cake? All right, I got to refresh because I want to see the cake. It's probably, so he's keeping this bakery in business because this cake must be expensive as fuck. It's amazing Tom's never hired me for a party. One of the best cakes I've ever had. White chocolate coconut bundt cake from Doan's Bakery. What is it, like a $2,000 cake? Let's see. There it is right there. Looks good. I want a bundt cake. I'm really hungry again. Coconut bundt cake, chunks of sweet white chocolate. All right. Largely is a wholesale business. Looks pretty good. Rosie O'Donnell. So how much does the cake cost? Or is it a normally priced cake? Can I get one of these cakes? Somebody give me one of these cakes. All right. I got to get one of these and eat it on the show and tell you if it's that good. But I have no idea how much it costs. Tom Cruise cake. It's a unique cake. Coconut bundt cake. Doan's Bakery white chocolate coconut bundt cake. Let's see how much this thing is. Where's the link? What a great link to get, man. For like SEO purposes and promotion purposes. That's a killer link. All right. I want to know. Oh, it's $100. Serve 12 to 16. Well, I could eat it. I'll eat like 2 pieces a day for like a week. I could do that. All right, I got to remember, I got to get one of these Doan's Bakery white chocolate coconut bundt cake. Get it on January 16th. All right. I thought it was going to cost more than $99, man. I thought it was going to be like, I thought it was going to be one of those marketing things where it's like got real gold leaf on it and shit, and it's like $3,500 for a cake, and it's like this big. I'm a sucker for the, there's a Sprinkles cupcakes, you know, is like an expensive cupcake in Beverly Hills. And they have a Sprinkles ATM. So you can go there and you put money in, and it's an ATM machine for cupcakes. And a little robot arm grabs your cupcake for you. It's delicious. Sprinkles is awesome. I wonder if that's open now. Probably not, right? With COVID, they probably don't have the cupcake ATM open. All right, my friends. I'm going to check trending Twitter, and then we're probably going to end things. For some reason, I'm exhausted. It's probably because I got the Rona. I hope not. I hope I don't have the Rona. I think it's just the ganja. I think the strain of ganja I got was just kind of making me sleepy. Also, I think I've just been doing a lot. I think I'm a little worn down. So this is my boy Sam Tripoli. Tariq and Sheep. Medics are dancing in front of the hospital in Boston in an attempt to appeal to black people to voluntarily take the new COVID vaccine. The powers that be are going out of the way to get black people to take this vaccine.
Focus on you, all the big fights, long nights that you've been.
I am really sick and tired of watching healthcare workers do like coordinated dance-offs to promote whatever. This is fucking cringe.
Just walk your fine ass out the door. I do my hair talk, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Hair talk, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Feeling good as hell.
This is supposed to make me want to get a vaccine. I didn't know this was even an issue. Like, I didn't know the vaccine was even widely enough available that it was a problem. Some people weren't taking it.
Baby, how you feeling?
I'd rather get that coconut bundt cake.
Ooh, girl, need to kick off your shoes. Gotta take a deep breath, time to focus on you.
Somebody tell Tom Cruise that I'm his biggest fan to send me one of those bun cakes.
All the big fights, long nights that you've been.
Yeah, exactly, Lizzie. The hospitals are overrun. It's chaos, but we have time for this nonsense. I'm so confused. I wanted to see the comments. So, of course, this is Sam Tripoli, so this is going to be a conspiracy thread. But they're basically saying that they're targeting black people with the vaccine. Oh, look at this. Someone said exactly what we said, Lizzie. I thought the hospitals were overcrowded with COVID patients. They have time to go outside and choreograph a dance. But also, is anybody going to see that and get a vaccination that wasn't going to before? Is there somebody that's like, yeah, I was really against getting vaccinated, but I saw that TikTok and now I'm in. All right. So people are angry. Of course. What else we got? What beats deep in the hearts of the American people is this democracy. Do we want to hear what this fucking...
To have your vote counted, to choose leaders of this nation, to govern ourselves. In America, politicians don't take power. People grant power to them. The flame of democracy was lit in this nation a long time ago. And we now know nothing, not even a pandemic or an abuse of power, can extinguish that flame. If anyone didn't know before, they know now. What beats deep in the hearts of the American people is this: democracy. The right to be heard, to have your vote counted, to choose leaders of this nation, to govern ourselves.
All right, there you go. There you have it. Let's see. Here's my boy Jimmy Dore. Here's AOC in her own words repeatedly endorsing the strategy of forcing a Medicare for all vote. We don't have to wait 100 years. We can have Medicare for all now. It just takes courage, AOC. Wondered what changed. All right, here we go.
We need 15 Democrats.
We can't even get a floor vote on Medicare for all.
That's garbage. You can do it right now. We need 15 Democrats.
Hi, Jimmy.
We need the elected officials that you helped get elected to tell Nancy Pelosi that you will not vote for her as Speaker unless Medicare for all is put on the House floor for a vote.
I think it's a really smart idea.
The worst abuse of power, Crystal, is not using the power you have to fight for people.
Will they? Time to let AOC know they have no other option because we're watching and we see through their bullshit excuses.
We have to put public pressure on them.
I want to...
It's all just performative. It's just, they all put on a good show, but when it comes time to actually do something, none of them, they don't care about us. They care about their own careers. They're career politicians. They're not people that are really trying to do what's best for us.
See who's going to vote against healthcare in the middle of a pandemic. If you're not going to do it now, you are never going to do it, you phony.
All the people who filled up your voicemail, they're going to remember whether you did the right thing here.
Which side are they really on? This is where you force progressive House members to reveal who they answer to. Do they answer to their constituents or do they answer to the party bosses? Listen to AOC's own words.
The Democratic Party does not do more unless it is pushed.
And so this moment is the great unmasking.
Force it to happen.
Ask them, are you fighters or are you careerists? Are you activists for the people or are you posers on Twitter.
Everyone's going to try to tell you that if you're just a little bit nicer, then it'll be fine. No.
The whole point of protesting is to make people uncomfortable. You got to make them uncomfortable. She's pretending to be part of a movement when she's really running cover for Nancy Pelosi. Did you think anybody voted for you so you could vote Nancy Pelosi without getting them anything? This is Medicare for all. People's actual lives depend on us doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's your chance to actually use your leverage. Will you?
Take risks.
Or will you
She
be
won't.
a party fucking climber?
She'll be a party fucking climber, Jimmy.
Start bringing the ruckus on the Democratic Party. Force it to happen. Do not trust any political party to automatically work in your interest.
I call on everybody in independent media to join this mission.
Force it to happen.
Force the Congress to show which side are they really on. No vote for Nancy Pelosi unless Medicare for all is put on the House floor for a vote.
So we need to push them.
So, here's wonder what changed. Yeah, she certainly doesn't. Let's give it a retweet. There we go. The Twitter gods get very upset if you tweet the Republic of China is the only true China in Chinese. Could have told you all no for $7.8 billion. Here's my man James Lindsay. Could have told you all no for $7.8 billion, but no. Donations to Black Lives Matter related causes since May were $10.6 billion. Shout out to all those companies that did matching donations and made all their employees donate in fear that they'd be put on a list if they didn't. All right, let's take a look. How much went to the DNC? Black community didn't receive a dime of it. Let's see. Not sure I believe it. Now they're going to say that all the white people ran off with the bag. Not the bag, they ran off with the whole bank. What are BLM related causes? Rioting, looting. Oh, someone beat me to it. Socialism, anarchy in China. George Floyd riots caused record-setting $2 billion in damage. Let's see. I don't know what this is. Black Lives Matter donations on house personal expenses, FBI. What else we got? Let's check out James Lindsay's thread. Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson are so jealous their scams never raked in that much. That's a good one. What else we got? Replying to conceptual, you can't play with black lives, black olives. Okay. Who's reaping the millions? Grift maxing. Yeah, it's like, where's all the money going? To the two women that started it? Where'd all that money go? Useful idiots donate to Marxist grifters. Hilarious. That's good. All right. The mask comes off. Nick Fuentes, Holocaust and I are rallying up a crowd to support the ban of all immigration, legal too. Should we see? Is this guy's a Holocaust denier?
I am no longer a conservative. I am a nationalist.
Okay, yeah, let's start this new
I
Oh boy.
I am no longer a conservative. I am a nationalist.
Oh boy. I don't know who this guy is. Do you guys know who this guy is?
USA! 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 USA!
There's like no pussy in that crowd at all. None of these guys are getting laid.
USA! USA! From now on, I am only going to vote for Republicans that support an end to all legal and illegal immigration into this country.
Legal and illegal. This guy doesn't want any immigration.
I will only support.
Hey, by the way, my BitChute account is working now, and I have 0 subscribers. So if you want to be my first subscriber on BitChute, you could find me there.
Republicans that are in favor of building a tall, physical, powerful border wall at our southern border. 10 feet higher. I will only support. In the first Million MAGA March, we promised that if the GOP would not do everything in their power to keep Trump in office.
I'm bored. I'm bored of him. Let's see here. New York City Politico Lindsey Boylan alleged on Twitter Sunday that New York Governor Andrew Cuomo sexually harassed her for years. Oh, boy. What do we got here? Pat McAfee. Do you believe in white privilege? No, it's fucking retarded. All right. Let's see what's trending on Twitter. Trending on Twitter for me. William Burroughs stepping down. VP Pence trending. I don't care. Trump 232. By Hannity. California. COVID hit Latinos hard. Trending in California. Done. Charlotte. Ben Shapiro. Why is Ben Shapiro trending? Let's see. President Ben Shapiro. I'd say Ben Shapiro and Clay Travis might be the same person. Let's see. Ben Shapiro throws a tantrum about calling Joe Biden doctor. I have no idea why he's trending. If you're at a dinner and somebody introduces himself as Dr. Smith, you'd be rather upset to learn that he had a doctorate in musicology if you were to suffer a stroke at the table. That's funny. All right, you want to hear? Let's see what he said.
Sneering. If you insist on being called doctor, because okay, so people are mad because he's sneering at Joe Biden. If she insists on being called Dr. Joe Biden, I join in the sneering. If you insist on being called doctor because you got a doctorate in divinity, I'm with them. Okay, and I get, he says kiddo. Wow, he said kiddo. Well, yes, I'm sure he would say that to a dude as well. Okay, this is not about sex. It's not about misogyny. I understand that everything on the left has to be massaged into some sort of charge of sexism, racism, bigotry, or homophobia. But I'm sorry, telling a white lady in her late 60s that she should stop calling herself doctor because she is not an actual medical doctor, that is not sexist. It's not. Just because she happens to, first of all, I don't even know that the charge sexism makes sense anymore from the left, considering that they believe a man can be a woman or a woman can be a man. But even if you were to assume that it makes sense now, I'm just wondering exactly why it would be sexist to say that anybody at all should not be called a doctor unless they are an actual medical doctor. By the way, this came up when I was at Harvard Law. There was a And I'll keep dropping that reference because if you're not impressed by Harvard Law, then you certainly should not be impressed by a degree from University of Delaware in education. In any case, I remember when I was at Harvard Law, an actual prestigious law school, okay? And I'm not impressed by it. You shouldn't be impressed by it either. A professor one day was in the class, and a student raised, it was a woman, she raised her hand, and she was called upon, and the professor did not mention her honorific. Okay, it turned out that she had a doctorate in some classics field or something. And one of the other students said, you should call her doctor. And the professor immediately responded, if I have a heart attack, can she help? And she said no. And he said, then I'm not calling her doctor. Agree.
That's funny. Gives a shit. Why are people... But I guess this is what I have to look forward to as my show grows. Just trying to have some fun, giving some wacky opinions. People really don't get it. But thank God they don't get it, right? Thank God like these people are so easy to trigger. If they weren't, we wouldn't have a show. I mean, most of the fun of the show is watching these sensitive people that don't know, like they are allowed to turn the channel, watching them flip their lids. So why is by Hannity? Let's see. He retweets. Sponsors like I don't know. Everybody's saying bye Hannity, but I don't see anything that says he's like leaving. So whatever. Feuds get reignited. Drama gets rehashed as the men on the Men Tell All episode of The Bachelorettes. One of my high school science teachers wanted us to call him doctor because he didn't get a doctorate for nothing. Huh. That's funny. Taylor on Kimmel. Taylor Swift makes an appearance. Kareem Hunt. Gotta be careful saying that name. All right. Lizzo's always trending, it seems. I got an itch, but luckily I have a back scratcher. Jack Nicholas shares best wishes. All right, my friends. It's Monday. I've kind of accepted that. That's the way Mondays go. I got to get back in the groove. But I think we had some fun tonight. What's up, Kayla? We did some bullshitting. We had a good time. I'll be back tomorrow. That's the way we do it. I appreciate all you guys supporting me, though. You've kept me going as I've had everything taken away this year. You guys are the ones that keep me going. So if you haven't done so yet, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, hit the little notification bell and choose all, and you'll know when I upload a video or when I go live. If you'd like to support me, you could do that by going to ZachWaldman.com/fans. You could join the fan club. I'll teach you some easy magic tricks, some bar bets. You'll get exclusive content that I don't post anywhere else. And even if you don't join the fan club, you'll see on that page, there are plenty of things you can do that are completely free that you to support me. So there's that. As always, I'm going to play you out with a little Reverend Carl. I wouldn't leave you hanging there, but I really do appreciate it. I'll see you tomorrow night. And hey, man, go on my videos that I did upload that have all the thumbs downs and try to balance out the ratio of thumbs down to thumb up. You know what I mean? I need the Zach Army. It's a Zach Army of like 15 people, but I need you to do what you can. Have a beautiful night, everybody. And here's the Reverend Carl for you. I love you more than chocolate cake. See ya.
1, 2, 3.
It's 2 a.m., 14 below, it's closed. My work is done, but I'm feeling low, and I wanna play the night away, the night away. I can't stand want to be alone. I gotta bring over some people to fill up my empty home. Yes, I do. Yes, I do now. I'm having a party, having a party, having a party. I'm having a party, people. And a party, people. Well, well, well. Put out the word to the chosen few. I got the SMC, my friends. Bring your choice of brews, your choice of brews. The buzz is on and the mood is set. The candles burn as the turntables turn by the TV set. Yes, they do. Yes, they do now. Having a party, having a party, having a party, having a party, people, having a party, people, and everybody's getting down now. Party people, having a party, having a party, having a party, people, a party, people. Well, well, the monster man is feeling smooth. While in the mirror he's busting moves till he finds his groove, till he finds his groove. A Johnny Poet is feeling numb. He's gonna drink until the sun it comes out to play. He's always running away. Where are your shoes today now? Having a party, having a party, having a party, we having a party, people. Party people, and everybody's getting down now. Party people, having a party, having a party, we having a party people, and a party people, having plenty of fun. He's been drinking them 21s like they're going out of style. A jungleberry is scabbing tabs. He'll smoke all the weed you have if you let him away with it. I let him away with it. I let him away with it. Away with it. Away with it now. Having a party. Having a party. Having a party. We having a party, people. And a party, people. And everybody's getting down now. Party people. Having a party. Having a party. We having a party, people. A party, people. Well, well. Reggie Love is dressed in plain. He'd like to bop the night away, cause he's come a long way from that Ventura County girly girl by the telephone. She's been waiting on a man to call so she can share her love.